and welcome to another D3+2 showcase, and today the theme is zombies! Specifically plague zombies, which is why my Typhus at the back here is just kind of overseeing affairs today. Now they might be a bit hard to pick out really on top of this newspaper. I've got them on my painting table, that's what this is. Oop, I knocked the camera, apologies. But these are actual zombie models, so let's pick up a random one just to give you a bit of a look here. See if I can get it in focus here. Should be able to, just about, kind of. There's a random look at it. So although these aren't official 40k models, I think they fit perfectly the theme of the plague zombies that obviously Typhus can change Chaos Cultists into. And when I saw that he could make zombies, I just loved it. That confirmed my suspicions that Nurgle was the chaotic god for me. So I picked up a box of 35 of these zombies from Mantic Games, or Manic, I can never remember which it is. I was going to show you the box, although I unfortunately just before filming realised that I accidentally threw it out, so that's too bad. Still, they are fantastic little authentic zombie models. I kind of pass them off as, say, civilians who've been raised from the dead, and I've covered them with muck and blood as well in equal measure. And to make them a bit more 40k themed, I have adorned some of the bases with 40k specific stuff. Like that's a really archaic bolter there. On his, he has got an old-fashioned power axe sticking into his gut while he kind of waves a hand around in front of him. It's like, here, do you want to eat this hand? No, it's alright. And in total, yeah, I do have all 35 painted. They are really, really easy to paint. Really, really nice and quick. The poses you can do with them is slightly limited because of the number of torsos. I mean, look, is that two basically the same there? That's two basically using the same torso and legs. The only difference is one of them is holding a hand and one of them is not. So a lot of them do look alike. And then of course you do run out of upper body torsos, so you're kind of left with situations where, yeah, he's not going to be doing much damage in close combat. He's basically lost his entire upper body and he's got an exposed spine. Still, that adds to the fun of it, I think, the flavour of it, the chaotic flavour. And I gave him only one arm, just not because I ran out of arms, but because it was just to try and make him a bit more varied compared to the other kind of plague zombies you can get. I know there's a lot of other models that people use, however I did look around and these were the ones which appealed to me the most. They evoked the feeling of the zombie feel I wanted, whereas some of the others might be more practical in the scenario where they're like raised guardsmen, for example. That fits that theme. That wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for civilians that were just rising up from the ground and coming back against their enemies. And for some reason this zombie here is stabbed in the back. I didn't kill him though. He's still alive and I didn't paint the underside of the bases. That's another thing, the bases are not official 40k bases. They are the same size, but they just don't have a hollowed out bottom. They are actually just flat. Doesn't matter though, it still makes them on equal footing with any regular 40k model of the standard base size. There's another one that's just a torso there. And what do we have here? Oh yeah, some of them don't have enough legs either, so you can do them crawling out the ground, which I actually quite like. I like that kind of the idea that on the battlefield there's maybe been battles in the past and former victims are just rising up from their graves. Yes, that was intentional. So they're just kind of clawing their way out, their spleen is all over the place, their blood is all over the place. And then you've got the poor sods who've been maybe hacked by a chainsword and they're just wandering around aimlessly. They could still do some damage, they could kick someone in the knee. That would work, right? That's probably one of the ones I'm not as satisfied with because I ran out of good looking heads, so I thought, oh, I'll just make it like he's been severed so he's just wildly swaying. I didn't make the sever look good enough. I think it's basically just a plastic cut there, so... Other than that though, the head on the side I think looks okay. So the point of this little showcase was both to show off my zombies, because I like my zombies, but also just to show you, if you're curious what you could use when you want to field plague zombies, I highly suggest these. These are very nice, very fitting. You can also use them in fantasy, I believe, if you have kind of like zombie hordes. They come with square bases for that purpose as well in the box, as well as these circular ones I'm using for 40k. Practicality wise on the battlefield, oh, there's two that look practically identical. For objective sitters, they're basically ideal. They're better than cultists for the same cost as long as you're willing to pay the Typhus tax, which I am because I like Typhus. But if you try and field them as one big blob and try and have fun with them that way in a proper true zombie mentality, it doesn't work. Everybody just ignores them. They just deploy so far away that they'll never do anything to anybody. It's a shame, really, because it's not like they're uber threatening. They're just really tar-pitty. But you'll never see them do good zombie stuff in my experience anyway, unless you're fighting orcs, I guess. but then they'll not really do their intended purpose of tarping. Still, they are very fun to use, and I just wanted to show off my little collection of 35. Would I have more? Probably not, because as I say, they're only really good as objective sitters. I'd love to be able to field a whole army of like 120 of them, but they wouldn't get anything done, sadly, unless you invented some kind of Halloween themed mission. I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in here without the camera swaying too much. Get a better look at some of these guys. Yeah, it kind of gets a bit blurry, but there you go. There's a nice close-up of some zombies there. So I will say that this concludes this quick showcase of my Plague Zombie collection of my Death Guard-ish themed Chaos Space Marine army. If you're interested in seeing another showcase, I do have some planned. However, if you want to suggest one, I've done some short overviews of each of my 3 main 40k armies, and if you see something that catches your eye, tell me. Just, you know, say in the comments, I'd quite like a better look at so-and-so. And I'll do one. I'll show you off. I've got some Forge World models, I have some unique models like the Riptide Prime that I did in the first showcase video, etc. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking around. If you want to see more D3+2 content, feel free to subscribe if you want. There's more to come. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.